question of velocity, and we'll even talk about some variety problems that showed up in our environment. I've been working with PostgreSQL in one form or another since about 1999. So my first Postgres version was 6.5. That was even before it was like safely recovered from a crash. And I've been working with it pretty consistently on a daily basis roughly since about 2007. So been doing a lot of programming in the database, as well as programming against the database and database administration. So wide variety of areas I've been involved in. So in this project, we were kind of out on the limits of what people were doing with PostgreSQL in a heavy production environment. And if you go to the Postgres website, you'll see something that'll say there are production versions, there are production databases over 4 terabytes, and you'll see something that'll say there are databases of over 32 terabytes. Well, we were running a production database. Fairly production at any rate. Dealing with a fairly large data set on a very high write load. With a fair bit of semi-structured data. This is not really a typical use case in Postgres. And it's a very different world. I mean, I have been working in databases that were up to 200 gigabytes at the time, and so now a 6 terabyte database, and the query is slow. And it's very like, well, how do I figure out which query is slow? We're having performance problems. How do I find out which query is slow? What do we do about it? And so forth. And, we're on a 48 core server, and, a lot of the tools I'm used to working with just aren't very relevant anymore. So it was a huge learning experience for me, and what I'm hoping to do here is to provide some sort of takeaways that I think are applicable to more general database environments, rather than just sort of talk about stuff here. This is the description of our environment. You see the database there in the middle of PostgreSQL. On one side, we have the grid cluster, and this is a scientific computing cluster. It has 2,000 computing nodes running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Unless you put the system in the name of slow or turn things down because something's causing a problem with something, which sometimes we would have to do. And then it would also display the information through a web server. The idea was we were building effectively something that researchers would use to determine what proteins they wanted to do physical research on. So this was basically a research systems tool. So making things very useful for their system is very important. But most of the database load, in fact, almost all the database load was coming off the scientific computing cluster. So, and even at 48 cores, I figured we were at roughly 25% load. Pretty much all the time. Sometimes closer to 100%, but on average around 25% load. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That means if things continue to double, you only have 2 more years before you need more hardware or something else. So that was a new server. I mean, they put the server in, and that's basically where we started. Now, this is no ordinary environment. You have a server with 3 terabytes of RAM. You have data coming in various different forms. Sometimes it comes in from one source, sometimes it comes in from a published source, sometimes an internal pipeline. We have multiple different ways we have to process this so that we get everything into the same format at the end so people can use it. A lot of things we expect to work, like explain and analyze, don't do all the things we expect them to in these environments. You run a query, and on explain and analyze, it shows up 10 times faster than it does when you actually run the query, and you wonder, why even with the instrumentation overhead is explain and analyze getting the actual query time? You look at this under the hood and you start to realize, well, what's really going on is we have a bunch of field for parameters that are stored off to the side. And as we're pulling these in, explain and analyze never gets to the point where it has to pull those out of its own storage. So, little things like that end up throwing off your troubleshooting. And it becomes really important to have a pretty good sense of how things are working under the hood. So on the cluster, we would use a bunch of different software. I'm just mentioning a couple of these that are important for the perspective of our discussion today. The most important one of these is a program called BLAST, which does searches for similar regions in proteins or genomes or things like that. So BLAST we'll come back to in a few moments. It's a very, very important tool in the bioinformatics area. It allows you to search for one protein similar to another protein, or one gene similar to another gene, or something like that. We'd also be including a lot of published documents, things from, say, Apple or other science labs. We have a bunch of custom-written tools that would be running on the cluster, a bunch of off-the-shelf components. I won't be getting into any of those other than BLAST. And then, of course, we have Java update our full text search, because we aggregate a lot of data and create full text indexes off of them. And so that's basically what we were doing at the time. So Now, the database itself ends up being quite extraordinary. At the end of the first year, we were at 12 terabytes of data. Our largest index was 700 gigabytes in size. Our largest table was 6 terabytes in size, and that was the one storing the blast reports. We'll be talking about that in a little more detail later. We had tables with 250 million records for long-term storage, and we had tables with sometimes up to 500 million records that were basically, being used as values. So this was so this is a different environment, and it has very different profiles for us to keeping performance up and keeping media. So we're not going to talk about these problems today. It's fantastic. A couple reasons. Most of them were either solved before I got into the project, or else they were things that we just had to live with. Like when you boot the server, it takes 7 minutes to get the memory, and half an hour for the database to come back up. There's not much you can do about that. Capacity planning just takes longer, and the fact is, anytime you introduce a change to your database, it takes a long time to get things right and performing well. You make a change, and things, get slow, and you have to figure out why, and that just becomes part of it. Usually the backup problems get solved when you're in the 1 or 2 terabytes. Onto the major problems that we face. The first one are worker queues. So we pipeline all the data, we process it one stage to another, and we store the jobs in the table. Initially, we use this program or this Perl module called the Schwartz. It's on CPAN. It's a fairly simple module. It's designed to be robust and reliable at the expense of performance. And what we found very quickly was things weren't performing well. We'd go in, we'd look at PP stat activity, and we would see a lot of queries that were put pretty clearly the Schwartz looking for jobs for them, and taking 5, 10, 20 seconds to come up with a job. Obviously, that's going to kill your performance. And so we built a solution around this. We solved that problem by moving a lot of logic into the stored procedure. We handled concurrency using advisory locks, and we got much better performance until problems hit. Now, these problems are ones which illustrate the sorts of things that happen in this environment, and also how you can go about looking for and solving similar problems, even in smaller groups. So the first problem is auto vacuum can't keep up. Even though the stored procedure would take a long time to find queues, jobs to run, it would affect all queues, and you look at PP stat activity, and you see auto vacuum running for 22 hours or something. I see some of you nodding. Evidently, maybe other people have run into problems with auto vacuum having trouble keeping up on a table in which you're deleting some very heavily. Now, one of the key things here to keep in mind is that we're deleting pretty clearly off the head of or we're deleting either off the head of one index or off a random point in another index. And what that would typically mean is that if we're trying to do a deletion off the head of an index, and auto vacuum can't keep up, in Postgres, all of our rows are stored in a heap table, right? And so the rows are unordered, but the index tells us where the rows are. The index does not tell us whether the row is active, right? So if we have a lot of these deletions going on and auto vacuum is not keeping up, we have to check each of these rows. Is this active? Is this active? Is this active? Is this active? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. And, in some cases, we were having to check millions of rows before finding one to solve. So that's a very massive performance problem. The second problem that I ran into, and I'm covering these two together before we talk about the solution that we're solving, is that we would get really bad query plans on some cases. We expected to use one index, and we use a different index where we would have to check a whole bunch of rows before finding one to use. And the reason for this is, if you go and you look at the PG stats tables, what you find is that you have these histograms and values, but they're all sort of column, right? So you can't say, oh, well, if this column is a certain value, then our statistical breakdowns change. So it would be as a general case for all queues. And some of our queues would be delaying jobs for 4 or 5 hours, and the timer couldn't take that into account. So they didn't know about it. So now let's talk about how we solved some of these problems together. Something that actually took us about 6 months. But what we did, first thing we did was we partitioned the job table. Anybody here ever done any work with table partitioning in Postgres? Yes, no? Yes, okay. So what this means is instead of having one table for all our queues, now we have 80 tables. And we had to build some tooling around managing because, 80 tables is a lot of tables to manage, and, you want to add more tables later. It meant that auto vacuum could now operate in parallel across each queue. One auto vacuum per queue instead of one auto vacuum across all the queues together. The second thing it meant was that the analysis grabbed the statistics per queue, not across the whole set of queues together. That means that our problem with bad query planning just went away. So let's say we have some other problems. The big one is we were selecting from the parent table, and that takes out the access share log and plan time on every child table. Which means even database management is a real pain. You have to stop all jobs. You can't just stop some of them, right? And keep in mind, some of our jobs run for 2 weeks. So you can't just like, you need to have to turn them off and on, it poses some real problems. So we solved that by stopping using anymore and just hitting the underlying partitions. The second thing we had was auto-vacuum not clearing everything we thought it should clear, and that was because we had jobs running for 2 weeks and open transactions running for 2 weeks. So one thing there is Postgres does not actually have a full open transaction until you do a write. So by reviewing our code and figuring out where the database writes were coming from, and deferring those on the jobs that were running for 2 weeks, we could essentially say, okay, well, we don't really have a full database transaction until like the last couple of hours. And that would mean auto-vacuum could suddenly clear a whole bunch more data than we cleared, and performance won't be. So that was a very, very clear win across those circumstances. So we solved those problems, and now we run into a very different problem. At this point, somebody pointed out, hey, look, we sometimes pull things out of the pipeline, and we want to make sure that we are not just sending lots of jobs out that are then going to have to be run again. So when we cancel something, let's make sure that we're logging and failing and doing a database rollback when the job disappears out from under us. Okay? So we start seeing a lot more of these in the logs than we thought, and one of the people on the team says this doesn't sound right. And we spend a lot of time looking at this, and we eventually determine that there is a condition. The race condition in our job selection routine, or between our job selection routine and our job deletions. I spent several hours looking through logs, and I finally see that what's happening is a job runs, and it immediately runs again. And on the second run it fails, because it says, this is deleted out from under me. So the question is, why are we running this? So I'll explain the problem, and then I'll explain how we went about finding the problem and fixing it. So the gray area of this diagram represents the rows which are deleted but not collected yet by auto-vacuum. The red ones represent the rows which are currently being worked on and are being locked using advisory locks. If you haven't worked with advisory locks on Postgres, they're very lightweight shared memory locking routines that you can test without waiting. So you can test them in a non-blocking. But they take effect immediately across database transactions, and they're tied to your database session. So if your database session goes away, your locks go away. It's nice in that regard. But they also take effect, and they also go away immediately across database transactions. So on the left-hand side, we have a process starting to scan and look for jobs. And on the right-hand side, we have another process that's working on some jobs that it has effectively said, we're working on these, they're locked, don't touch them, don't grab them, you need to run them again. The problem is, if you have enough of a delay checking all those dead rows, what happens is that one on the right completes, and it releases its locks. Now, if anybody here has done work with Postgres and understands the snapshotting mechanism, what you know is that when you start your query, rows which have not been deleted yet are visible throughout the duration of your query, right? Because we want everything to be consistent within the query, right? But we're using advisory locks then to say, don't select these rows. So when advisory locks go away, those rows are still visible in our snapshot, but they're not, but they have been deleted, and now we've gotten rid of the lock saying, don't touch these rows. So now we grab the job and we run it again, and it completes and says, what happened to me? And it stops. So this kind of problem solving in this case was very important because this is a very complicated problem, right? This is not something you just look at and go, oh yes, I understand. Because it involves a lot of things happening at different times, and some people will say, well, maybe these jobs really were deleted intentionally. Maybe somebody deleted them on 100. That could happen, right? So the first thing we did was we got like 3 people together, and we actually sat down and we talked about the problem, and we looked at different possible solutions, and we talked about what we thought was going on. And one of the people on the team, it wasn't even me, said he thought it was rows being visible in the snapshot after they'd been deleted. And so we went through and looked at where we thought those were coming from, or where they might be coming from, and we were able to identify a couple of cases where that happened. Then we talked about what to do about this. Once we kind of became convinced that this might in fact be the issue. This is something that's very hard to reproduce, so it's not like you can just go in and test it, okay? And so if the snapshot's advanced, then the next thing to do is to double check the jobs when you get them back, and say, are they in the next snapshot? Because we don't release advisory locks until the snapshot's advanced, right? That was how we did it at first to try to avoid this problem in the first place. But So we did that. We rechecked some extra database round trip. But we're not doing a full scan now. Looking for jobs. We know which jobs we've gotten. We're just checking to see if they're still active. And so that's a really, really fast query. The result, of course, is that we save ourselves a bunch of other queries that would be run, jobs that are pathetic. So that turned out to be a fairly major win. So now we talked about the job saving issues. I'd like to talk about the denormalization solutions that we went through. Now, these had actually been implemented before I started working on the project, but they're something that comes up in Postgres a whole lot. And so they're worth talking about here in a little more detail. So I'd like to start off by talking a little bit about first normal form and the controversy about what first normal form is and what it really is. Now, Codd defined first normal form as you divide your relation into fixed amounts of columns, and each column contains a atomic or a value that is not itself a set. And the relation is itself a set of these correspondents. This means everywhere unique. And it also means you don't have set splits. Now, we break this a lot in Postgres, right? People want to create a blogging system, and they want it to perform well, so they throw arrays of tags on the end of posts. And this performs very well, but it poses some specific problems, and we'll talk about the solutions to those. Now, I don't know if any of you are saying, but Chris8 does. It's not. Chris8 is a very important database authority that basically says the atomic aspect of first normal form is meaningless. Our timestamps atomic, we can decompose them into a date and a time, right? What about IP addresses if we store them as arrays and ints? I mean, does how we store something matter? Are phone numbers or ISBNs unique and atomic? Because, a phone number may have a country code or a city code, or an ISBN has a publisher code on it. It's absolutely right. The problem here is that there's no ontological definition of atomic. You can't look at your data and say, this data is atomic, right? So atomicity has to mean something else. And what Codd was talking about, if you go and read his paper, his famous paper, I think it's called A Relational Model for Large Database, I think. Is he was making a difference, he was making a distinction between an inferential system, a system that can draw inferences between pieces of data, and a non-inferential system like the network and graph databases that were probably before the picture. In fact, he mentions both network and both hierarchy and graph databases in that paper a couple of decades ago. So I'm going to suggest a way of thinking about atomicity here. The sets of items are non-atomic because we have problems with forming field strengths against individual members of those sets, right? So if we have a set of tags, we have no way of verifying that every tag in that array exists in another table, right? And that So in Postgres, as I say, we break first normal form all the time. People do it, especially for performance reasons, when trying to make a lot of complex stuff pass. So this is something which comes up all the time, and it has some very specific problems associated with it. The primary one is if you pull an array of tags, you have no idea which of those tags is still current or a value if you're tracking that in a different table of tags. For example, so here's a bit about our use case. This is our largest table of 6 terabytes. It's storing blast reports. So these are lists of proteins, or usually that are similar, and it's describing how similar they are. So it's coming up with a value of how similar they are. We generate all the rows associated with one protein at the same time. We insert them at the same time. We will delete them at the same time, and we always read them all together. Okay. So that's our use case. Without denormalization, our rows are scattered across heap tables. It takes, we have to then do index scans to pull them, and sometimes we'll pull 100 and sometimes we'll pull 1,000 of these rows. Selects and deletes will take quite a bit longer. Inserts may take a little longer. And if we delete a protein sequence and we want to delete all the affected rows, that's going to be a much longer running operation. So, of course, if we denormalize, we can't say if we're deleting a protein reference, we're going to delete related rows because that no longer means anything in a relational perspective. Now, with denormalization, what we were able to do is basically, so you select the entire blast report at the same time.